So, good evening, namaste to all. I welcome you all to the Pran Yoga Therapy Center. Pran Yoga Therapy Center, we are based at Borivali, Mumbai, but now we are completely global with all our sessions and the courses that we go through. So, I'll just share a small slide for the introduction of our center and about our founder and our co-founder. So, this is a Pran Yoga Therapy Center. And this is about our founder, Dr. Ghanshyam Sharma sir. He's MD in Ayurveda. He has done DYT from Kevalya Dham, that is Yoga Therapy Diploma. And he's also IYT certified yoga therapist, his honorable medical yoga consultant at Kevalya Dham. He's a Shivananda yoga teacher and a faculty at Shivananda Yoga Vedanta Ashram, India and Vietnam. The yoga examiner, that is YCP examiner at TQCRT Yoga Mudra and New Age Yoga Institute. And he's the proprietor of Pran Yoga Therapy Center, Mumbai. These are his degrees from Kevalya Dham, IAYT, and this is a photo of how sessions are conducted in Vietnam. And this is about our co-founder, Dr. Preeti Sharma, our co-founder and also another pillar of Pran Yoga Therapy Center. She is a PAMS, and again she is also a yoga therapist from Kevalya Dham, expert in pre and postnatal yoga, and also an expert in Dankal yoga. This is the Pran Yoga team. This is the complete team of Pran Yoga. In fact, there are many more members which we keep adding. So this is a Pran Yoga team with whom we conduct all the therapy sessions or TTC batches and other workshops. These are the activities done at our center. We conduct online morning yoga session, that is morning yoga batch, which is conducted from 7 to 8:30 a.m. Then there is evening ladies yoga batch, which is conducted from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. I'm mistaken, it's a.m. And courses that we offer at our center is YCB TTC courses, level 1, 2, 3, and also the therapy yoga courses. Workshops that we conduct for further increasing the knowledge of yoga teachers are pre and postnatal yoga, PCOD yoga, requesting all to be on mute if possible. Yeah. And Dankal yoga workshops. And also we conduct personal yoga therapy sessions at our center. So this is about our center, and I'll enhance more about sir and ma'am that all of us members, there are many of the members who have joined us today who are already a team of Pran Yoga. So they will all know that whoever connects to sir and ma'am, it's not just a connection of a particular course or something, it is a connection of lifetime. So they become our teachers for life and not just for a particular course. So with further, not in going further, I'll request Ghanshyam Sharma sir to come on the screen and please start with the prayer, sir. I did not do the honors because when you are there, please start with the prayer, sir. And over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good evening, Khushbu. Thank you, Khushbu, and good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Chalo, we will start with the prayer. As a tradition of the yoga, we always start with some memorable words. And these are the prayers called as Shanti Path. We will start with one of the Shanti Path prayer. Sit quietly. Keep your eyes closed, allow the body to breathe in, allow the body to breathe out. We will start with sound of Om 3 times, followed by the prayers. Om. Om. Oh. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Yes, good evening, friends. Those who are attending today's workshop, some of them I know, some of them I don't know. But as Gandhiji used to say, Vasudev Kutumbakam, the whole world is one family. So we all are part of this family. For a long time, we were thinking of organizing this program, the yoga for the COVID people. And somehow the program was delayed because of the various events we are going through. And somehow the Khushbu and Preeti took all the efforts and organizing this event. So special thank goes to Khushbu and Dr. Preeti for, in spite of having all the schedule, they have taken the efforts to organize this event. We all are part of the, if my neighbor, in yoga we say, if my neighbor is not happy, I cannot be happy. If the world around me is not happy, I cannot sleep peacefully, because we all are connected to each other like a family. And at the moment, we all are passing through most of the difficult time in our life. Not only we, the whole country is passing through these difficult times. That is the corona. Some of our friends, family members, neighbors, family, anybody is affected from this corona. And in yoga, we used to say that the kleshas means the pain which we go through. And the mother of all klesha is avidya. Avidya means the lack of knowledge. And currently, we all are passing through this phase of avidya, because we don't know what is working, what is not working, whether the vaccine is working, vaccine is not working, what is the treatment of corona. Nothing at the moment is clear. Nothing is clear. What is working in this disease and what is not working. This is a typical example of avidya. Everything is, new data is coming. Earlier, the previous virus was there. Now the new virus has come, and everything is going through a toss. We don't know. But one thing is clear. One thing is clear, that my inner strength, my inner power, my inner immunity play a vital role in fighting this disease. Whether you call physical immunity, whether you call a mental immunity. Unfortunately, the concept of mental immunity is not there in modern medicines, but yoga believes that your mental immunity play a very, very important role. The modern science call this as a stress. But yoga has used various words, chitta prasadan, and various other terminologies are used to reflect this inner immunity. One of the word is used in Ayurveda is the swastha. Swa mein jo sthit hai. When you are blissful internally, externally, that is the state of health. And this is happening. This is, my friend is, so many examples I can give you. Some people, and you don't know the nature of this virus. Sometimes a good person becomes a healthy person, young persons become serious, and sometimes a old people like 80%, 90% recovered very well. So it's a very funny phenomena going on, corona. But over the period of time, over study, over analysis, shows that among all the options, yoga can be one of the best options to fight against the disease. And especially like in asthma we do, ki at the time of when you are suffering from asthma, you can't do anything. At that time, you have to get hospitalized, you have to take bronchodilator, you have to take medicines, and you have to get well. The best time for the problem is when you are not suffering. So in COVID also, the best approach is, especially uh, if not to suffer, this is the one approach, that is the preventive approach. And second is ki once I have gone through the experience of COVID, then what can I do? That is the post we call rehabilitation, COVID rehab. So earlier we had a opportunity to call Dr. Prahlad Prabhu Desai. Today he is the most busiest doctor. He is head of the COVID in Lilavati Hospital. And we had one beautiful lecture of Dr. Prahlad Prabhu Desai, and he spoke ki how yoga will work in the COVID people. Today in my sessions, I will show you some of his clipses, and also we will talk little bit about the workshop and some of the ideas which he has given, and that idea motivated us to organize this program. So some of the clips we will show you what Dr. Prabhu Desai talked, how yoga will work in the COVID people. That we will show you. It is coming from one of the top authority of chest physician, and that what idea he has given me, that idea we are going to use in this workshop. A lot of our friends and therapy students are there in today's program also. I request all the therapy students to take active involvement in this program. It will be a beautiful experience for us, for all of us, which will help you to spread these good words among you and among all the societies. Because this story of corona, this game of corona is not going to recover very fast. It will take longer time. It will take 6 months, 9 months, maybe 1 year. So we have a long time. We have a lot of time to fight against this. So with this workshop, we will try to see what best we can do. It is a good experience for us also because we are organizing this event first time. So we will also learn from you. And with all the best resources, we will try what best we can do for creating a healthy society. So this is about the workshop. Now I have made little presentation. I will start with that, and then we will see Dr. Prabhu Desai's some of the sessions. Is it available on screen? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So this is what the banner we have prepared. We thought what to add, how to make this banner. So we divided the 6 points. The A, B, C, D, E, F. That is the whole, you can say, outline or frame of the workshop. A stand for the physical practices which we do, which we call asanas and the Sukshma Vyayam. Sukshma Vyayam are the beautiful practices, ideally very suitable for the COVID people. So in this rehab workshop, we will cover the asanas which are effective for the chest cavity, which are effective in the post-COVID rehabilitation program, which will help us to increase the vital capacity, to tone up the chest muscles, intercostal muscles, diaphragmic muscles, and all these asanas which will help you. Recently, I saw a beautiful video कि when you lie down in the Makarasan or when you lie down, take the position of Bhujangasan, your uh, your pulse oximeter, your oxygen saturation level increases. We will show you this video during the workshop. Okay, when you lie down on supine on your back, your oxygen saturation is 93, 94. But immediately when you take the position of Bhujangasan, and if you lift your chest, your oxygen saturation goes up to 96, 97. It proves that how these chest mobilizing asanas are very effective in improving oxygen saturations. Definitely the breathing practices, which includes the different type of pranayam and the yogic breathing. The mind play a very important role, because if your mind is happy, your body is happy, your cells are happy. So creating a positive environment, creating a positive feeling is one of the important, play a vital role in the COVID rehabilitation. And also the part of this is the meditation, which will help you to relax your mind, which will help you to create positivity. And also the right education. The right education means what I should do, what I should not do, what is the right way of doing, what is the right type of education which is available. And lastly, the food habits, a nutritional approach towards the COVID rehabilitation program. In short, we have seen that all these 6 points are going to make a major effect in this COVID rehab workshop. And during next 15 days, we will try to cover all these 15 points, how we can use in the workshop. We are planning to start this workshop from 3rd May, and it will continue continuously for next 15 days, for 2 weeks. Workshop will happen on Monday to Sunday, all days. And the timing, so far we have decided, the timing will be morning 10 to 11:30. And it will be conducted by us, by the different medical yoga therapists working with us in the Pran Yoga Therapy Center. And this is how the outline of the workshop. We welcome you. It is written in the different languages, the welcome. This is what the Corona stands for, Corona COVID-19. This is the, many times I was surprised what COVID-19 means. So it means Corona. Corona means which has a crown, which has a crown-like structure. And that is why this virus has a crown-like structure. That is the name coming from Corona. VI stands for virus, D stands for disease. And because it was invented in 2019, we call this as a COVID-19 virus. You can see this virus, it has a spikes. You can see these spikes. These spikes are made up of these glycoproteins. And ultimately, this spike is an attachment in your over respiratory mucosa. They get entry through the respiratory systems. So these spikes they have a glue-like structure. So once they come into contact with the respiratory mucosa, they get attached with the respiratory mucosa, and how they get entry into the body. So this is the and these are very big viruses. It is not a small virus. It is a very 100 to 160 nanometer in size. So if you see, the weight of the virus is also heavy. It is not a light virus. So it cannot cross more than 1 meter. So even if you suffer and if you cough, the distance of virus cover is less than 1 meter. And that is why it is, we say, ki 2 gaj ki duri, keep a distance of up to certain distance, because beyond that certain distance, this virus cannot cover. So no doubt this virus is spread by airborne air droplets, but these droplets are heavy. So once they cannot go into the air for a long time, only they can cover certain distance, and that is why it is very important that this distance is maintained. So whenever you sneeze, whenever you are coughing, make sure you are not doing in front of others. You have to go into the side area and do and maintain the distance. So this is what the COVID-19 stands for. It has a envelope, it has a all the other shapes like other viruses, except this spike is a unique feature of this coronavirus structure. Let us see some more details. It is a large family of the virus. Some causes some illnesses in human and other causes illness in animals such as bats, camel, and other animals. We don't know the origin at the moment, how this virus has come from animals to human beings. Earlier, it was known as one of the concept is known as hypothesis that this virus is originated from the bats. Human coronaviruses causes mild illness such as common cold. Acute respiratory syndrome is a viral respiratory illness caused by coronavirus called SARS-associated coronavirus. So this is what uh, the variety of virus which we call SARS-CoV virus. Previous coronaviruses have induced SARS-CoV and MERS-CoV. So these are the different previous coronavirus which we originated from the cats and from the you can say camels. Severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. This is a new strain which we are going through. That is the SARS-CoV-2 strain. It is a new strain of coronavirus that has not been previously identified in human. So this second wave which has come, the wave which has come with a SARS-CoV-2 virus, not the earlier one. This is what you can see. The structure of the coronavirus belongs to corona viridae family. Corona represents crown-like spike that I have told you. It is a enveloped virus in the 65 to 125 nanometer in diameters, and it has a single stranded RNA and a nucleic material ranging from 26 to 32 kbs in length. So this is what the structure. Now this slide gives you how this virus has transmitted into the human. Like bat is the origin. From bat, the SARS coronavirus coming from the cat, the MERS coronavirus coming from the camel, and this is COVID 2019, which we don't know. So first from the birds, it has transmitted into the animals. From animals, it has transmitted into the human beings. This is the how this virus has originated. We don't know it has transmitted through the to the animal by which animals, which domestic animals. So the intermediate animal host could be domestic food animal, a wild animal, or a domesticated wild element which has not yet been identified. So this is how the virus has come. The COVID-19, the virus that causes COVID-19 is known as SARS-CoV-2. It appears to have first emerged in Wuhan, China in late 2019. The outbreak has since spread across China and other countries around the world. See the beauty of the virus. Without having any limitation, without having any passport, without having any permission, the virus has entered all the countries, passed all the boundaries, and without spending any rupee, any amount, any currency. This is the beauty of the virus, and this is the beauty of such organisms. By the end of January, the new coronavirus had been declared a public health emergency of international concerns by the WHO. In just 1 month of time, the virus has spread all over the world. The most commonly reported symptoms includes fever, dry cough, tiredness. In mild cases, people may get just a running nose or a sore throat. They are the primary symptoms which we get. In most severe cases, people with virus can develop difficulty in breathing and may ultimately experience organ failure. Some cases are fatal. So ultimately what virus do, it causes the problem in the organs, and ultimately the problem comes when our organ stops functioning, which we call a condition called as organ failure. This is how you can see the virus originated. I was in you can say virus. I was in Vietnam in the month of January 2020. At that time in Vietnam, 6 cases were diagnosed. Immediately country did the lockdown in Vietnam because of their previous experience of the SARS. And the situation in the Vietnam is not a single case of coronavirus. The country did a remarkable control. No flights were allowed. No, everybody who is coming to Vietnam were quarantined for a 14 days. And with the 7 cases, ultimately they went up to 100 cases, and total in Vietnam, some 10 or 15 deaths have taken place because of the corona. But today the situation is Vietnam is not a rich country. Vietnam is exactly like India. But today the situation is they have remarkably, incredibly controlled the corona pandemic, and not a single case today. The country is free from corona. This is what they have done. But here you can say in just 6 months of time, the virus has started and increased up to a remarkable figure. What are the clinical presentation? We get the fever, cough, shortness of breath, breathing difficulties, fatigue, sore throat. These are the primary symptoms, but it indicates emergency when we have difficulty in breathing and shortness of breath, pain in the chest or pressure feeling in the chest, new confusion or inability to arouse, bluish lips or face, or you can say cyanotic face. So these are the these are the you can see. Now we will see some of the videos of Dr. Desai, what he has indicated. So I request Khushbu to play. I just tell her, Khushbu, just play the importance of breath. What Dr. Prabhu Desai said.
So can you please stop the screen share? So I'll share. Yes, I'll just share.
The importance of breathing, what Dr. Prabhu Desai said.
So, what exactly these slides are of is Dr. Salvi. I would like to show this slide. What is the first thing which we do when we born? Obviously, the first breath. And what is the last thing which we do when we die? Obviously, the last breath. And life is nothing but breath. Okay. So, food. Okay. And which we almost use 1 to 2 kg per day. Drink water almost 2 to 3 liters per day. How much air we breathe? 10,000.
Sir, shall I share it again?
Right.
exactly these slides are of is Dr. Salvi. I would like to show this slide. What is the
Khushbu,
first
voice is not coming.
obviously the first breath.
Voice is not coming.
No.
We can hear, sir.
We
Yeah,
can
we
hear.
could hear it.
The voice was
Okay.
coming.
Okay, try again.
Breath. And what is the first thing last thing which you do when you die? Obviously the last breath. And life is nothing but breath. Okay. So food. Okay. And which we almost use 1 to 2
Okay.
kg per day. And we drink water almost 2 to 3 liters per day. But how much air we breathe? 10,000 liters per day. So see, imagine how much air we are breathing. And this is nothing but to get an oxygen from it. Okay. So oxygen provides us 90% of our nutritional energy, with 10% coming from the food we eat and the water that we drink. So why this is like that? Because 90% of energy is produced by the air we breathe. It's very important to understand, because to get energy, you need to burn that glucose, and burning happens with oxygen. Okay. So that's why oxygen is very important. Oxygen, what is special about oxygen is that it generates 90% of the energy, because there are electrons which are there, and these electrons go and the transport system into the mitochondria, and they produce ATP and water, and glucose is with use 2 ATPs, glucose and oxygen 36 ATPs are formed, and with the fat 132 ATPs are formed. So oxygen, when gets combined with glucose, you get lot of ATPs. ATPs are nothing but energies which is generated in the body for day-to-day activity. Like the car, it runs on petrol and diesel, but 1 liter of petrol requires 1700 liters of oxygen, remember, and 10 kilometers per liter. So 8500 liters of air is used by the car to burn the diesel and petrol to generate the energy in the car. Okay. And the cost of oxygen is in the Amazon, if you see, is a 30 per liter. Okay. If you buy oxygen from Amazon. And so in a day, around 50,000 rupees of oxygen a liter of, is used for the car. Okay. And if you see the proteins, carbohydrates, fat, everywhere there is an oxygen. O is oxygen. So oxygen is actually everywhere in the body, in the water, in the tissue, in the carbohydrates, protein, fat. So oxygen accounts for almost 70% of the total body weight. Okay. So, how the oxygen is produced in the planet? By the plants. Okay. And 30% of the plants. And which are the important plants to produce oxygen? The green algae, which is there in the water. Okay. That produces 70% of the oxygen. Okay. From the ocean and sea lakes, etc. Okay. And which produce more oxygen among the plants? Sugarcane. Okay. There is a plant which produces a lot of oxygen. Maize also produces a lot of oxygen. Grass also produces lots of oxygen. So this is how the importance of oxygen, and you can see that this is how the airway which I was talking about looks like, small passage like that, and these are all carry the oxygen from the air from the atmosphere, and this is how the alveoli, which are 600 millions, and there is almost 10,000 liters of the blood passes in 24 hours from the lung. So imagine how much blood flows in a 24 hour, 10,000 liters of blood, and there are then 600 million of alveoli, and there is almost 10,000 liters of air goes 4 hours. So this is how the lung functions to just get an oxygen in the body. So daily requirement of oxygen is 5 liters at rest, 1,000 liters in the day-to-day activity, and 1,500 liters during strenuous exercises. Okay. So obviously, when we are using so much amount of oxygen inside the lung, the air, the hemoglobin, which carries that oxygen from that, which is also the number, if you see, that 25 trillion RBCs in the human body out of 37.2 trillions total RBCs, which is there in the lungs. Okay. And one RBC carries around 1,200 million oxygen molecules. So you can see that this is an interesting anatomy. That's why I would like to educate you all how our body is full of oxygen. Okay. So obviously breathing is so important. Okay. and everything is breathing. If you see, if you want to improve your immune system, you have to improve the breathing. If you want to improve your GI system, you have to improve your breathing, because finally it's a lung which decides entire body. It's not the heart. Remember, finally God has given control over the lung, because control with improving the lung status, improving the breathing status, improving the oxygenation by various techniques. Okay, you can have control over your oxygenation, your breathing, your whole body entirely. Obviously, it has got control over the mind as well. Okay, so this is a beautiful cartoon where oxygen goes inside and carbon dioxide comes out, and it is plants where carbon dioxide come inside and they generate oxygen out. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Khushbu. What a beautiful explanation he has given. Huh? Now, Doctor, in that Prabhu Desai session, he also spoke beautifully how yoga works, how asanas work. So next video, we are going to show you how the asanas, different asanas which we do in the yoga, how the asanas play an important role in COVID people. So I request Khushbu to play another video of the breathing during asanas or respiratory asanas.
You have to get relaxed completely and concentrate and give everything of whatever you have in that. So put your soul in that asana and concentrate on breathing. What they talk about prayatna shaitilyam and ananta samapatibhyam is like that. Okay, so concentrate and do it. So I'm going to give some important asanas which I find very useful. For example, for upper lobe, if you see, if you do the parvatasana, okay, which it is very easy to do for even any breathless patient or any patient who has got COPD idea. A healthy person is different. I'm talking about some disease patient with diseases also. It's not difficult at all, and you can do it very gradually and concentrate on your breathing. If you do it correctly with this hand touching the ear, and your hands remaining the straight, spine remains the straight, concentrate on your posture, and then breathe. And when you're breathing in and out, you think that you will concentrate on your upper lobes. So your mind is in the lobes. Okay, I mean you're breathing, and you can see that your upper lobes are moving completely and not the lower lobes. So if you do like this, there is a more stretch on your upper part of the chest. Okay, and these exercises can improve the functions of the upper lobe. Okay, so this is a Parvatasana. Similarly, I also found for upper lobe good exercise is Gomukhasana. You can find out that upper lobe, that part is breathing more, moving more. Okay. Also, when you do a Setu Bandhasana also, okay, you will find that upper lobe is moving very well. Okay, so these are very good exercises for upper lobe. Okay, then even Paschimottanasana. Okay, when you are putting your feet straight and you are sitting very steadily, if you follow all those things, and slowly from the spine you go down. I'm not. I know that you are all expert in that, but this is what I. When you're concentrating on when you are doing those asanas, your breathing, you concentrate inspiration and expiration, and your mind should be on your lung. Then you will understand how it is benefiting this part of the lung, and do it very slowly and steadily. And you don't have to. If these asanas cannot be done once, I think for at least few times you have to repeat it, 5-6 times when you are doing it for particular exercise, and then you will get the benefit of that. Okay, then other important asanas which I found for the upper lobe is Uttana Mandakasana, like this. Okay, and when you are keeping this very straight, your head straight and your hands lying on the posterior part of your scapula, both left on the right and the right hand on the left side, and looking straight. You can do it in the sitting position, and you breathe slowly in, hold a breath and breathe out slowly. Now here, when you are breathing in and out, the ratio of the breathing you decide. Some people do 3:2, some people have 3:3, but when you are doing it, concentrate on your breathing. Slowly breathe, hold the breath for some time and then breathe out slowly. Now, I am applying these asanas for my lung, for the upper lobes to open very completely. So my upper lobes will open very well. Otherwise, most of the time, if we don't do this, the movements of the upper lobe are shallow. Okay, when you are doing these asanas, you will find they are opening very completely. So your chest expands very well for in the upper lobe area. So that is one asana I can say that is very useful. Another important asana for the lateral part of the chest is Vakrasana. Okay, that you can do it in the standing position. You can stand, you can put the hand like this. Slowly you can go. You all know that. Okay, okay. So standing Chakrasana. Okay, like this, and then slowly going inside. Bring your hand straight and go to the opposite side. Okay, but here again, when you are doing it, do it slowly. Breathe in and concentrate on your breathing. Inspiration, expiration, and you will find this part of your chest, the lateral part of the chest, is moving maximum. Okay, so this is a way you can Chakrasana, you can improve your lateral part of the chest very well, and you can do it to the opposite side. The opposite lateral side can be improved very well. Okay, now when you are doing Tadasana, okay, slowly when you are going up in the standing position. Now, when you extend, stretch your both hands up and you concentrate on your breathing, you'll find the lower lobes is working better than the upper lobe. So these are the very good exercises for the lower lobe. Okay. So for the lower lobe, Tadasana will be a good. Okay. And so this is for the lower lobes, and I would like to tell you a few things like some other important asanas from chest point of view is Bhujangasana, okay, then Sarpasana, okay. These are good for the Dhanurasana, it is possible. Naukasana and Shalbhasana will be good for the lower lobes. And which I also found the important asana over there is basically even when you are doing the when you're keeping that what is it called Pavana Muktasana, okay, either by when you are doing it, you will find you are pressing over the abdomen, okay. So and when you are this is generally we use it for intestines and for the gas to come out and for the for a constipation, etc. But it is also useful for the respiration, because how will you find it is useful for respiration? When you are doing it, when you are pressing it at the abdomen, the abdominal pressure increases, so your diaphragm goes up. So now you concentrate on your breathing with deep inspiration and expiration. Keep your the hands little on the abdomen, so they help you to breathe by the diaphragm. And when the diaphragm moves very well, the lower lobes are opened very well. So for lower lobe, even this Pavana Muktasana is very important. But while doing Pavana Muktasana, you have to concentrate on your breathing. So one message I would like to suggest that when you are doing asanas for respiratory diseases, the breathing has to be coordinated with your asanas, and this is something which is important. So then you will get benefit for the respiratory system. this is about some asanas which I found useful for improving the tone of the respiratory muscles and improving the expansion of the lung. This can lead to secretions mobilizations, and patient can cough out secretions very well.
Yeah, beautifully. One of my favorite what Dr. Prabhu Desai spoke is about Makarasana. A beautiful explanation he gave ki how a simple asana like Makarasana, which even as a yoga teacher we don't find so much importance, but he beautiful explained about ki how the Makarasana is very useful for the respiratory system. I request Khushbu to play the clips of Makarasana.
Relaxing asanas, which you are all aware, which is chest point of view is very important, is Makarasana. Okay, where Makarasana give rise to a completely relaxation of the respiratory system. It is a prone asana, so patient lies down on the abdomen. You must be knowing that when patient is having severe COVID pneumonia or any pneumonia or ARDS, what we call acute respiratory distress syndrome, there's a lack of oxygen in the blood. And what happens most of the time, patient is lying down on the back. Okay, so back is congested more because the fluid gets accumulated at the base of the lung, okay, by gravity. So lung is very spongy. So you take a sponge and which is full of water and keep it like that on the ground. What will happen? The lot of water will get accumulated at the base of the sponge, and upper part of the sponge will be little empty, right? Why? Because by gravity, fluid, secretions, blood, everything goes down, down, down. Lung is like a sponge. So if you make it prone, the blood, water which is accumulated in the back will go to the down again by gravity, and the lobe which was already occupied area of the lower sponge will completely open up. So that this change of position of the patient prone to supine makes a lot of difference to the patient. Okay, especially when they are very sick because of the ARDS or because of the COVID pneumonia. So we always ask them to lie down on their abdomen. Okay, how they can lie down on the abdomen? There is also a method to lie down on the abdomen. The best method which I found is in Makarasana. The reason is that your legs are parted and they are relaxed. Your hands are like this, so there is a space which is there between the bed and the patient's nose. So there is a sufficient space so they can breathe very comfortably. You can give oxygen also along with that. You can connect the oxygen also. And this Makarasana position will improve their oxygenation very well. Okay. So we always tell patients who are having COVID pneumonia, even they are not breathless, practice Makarasana every day, morning and evening, so that when the need arises, they are well versed with the technique of breathing. Okay. Similarly, Shavasana is an extremely important asana for the respiratory patients and for any patient, especially respiratory patient. And but there also, if they have to concentrate more on their breathing, okay, inspiratory, expiration, and relaxing all their important muscles, okay, of accessory muscles of respiration and the other muscles, legs, extremities, etc. So this is also a very useful asana for the relaxation.
Okay, thank you, Khushbu. Wonderful. I go ahead with my some of the my presentation. So this is where we were. So now I'm coming to how yoga works in this thing. In Shivananda, we used to say 5 points of yoga. Just a minute. We in Shivananda Yoga, we used to say 5 points of yoga. Your body, body play a very important role, which protect us. Like when you buy a car, you look for good body. So yoga recommends, the science of yoga recommends the proper exercises. That is the asanas which we do. Asanas makes our muscles strong, makes our body strong. Then, like a car has a battery, the battery is important as a kinetic energy, and therefore yoga recommends the proper breathing. That is the second point. The car also has a coolant which makes the car cool, huh? Which keeps the engine cool. Yoga recommends proper relaxation. That is the third step. The fourth is that the car runs on the petrol, which creates the energy for the run the car. Our human body runs on the ahar, that is the food, that is the yoga recommends a proper diet, mitahar. And the car is also run by the driver who is driving. So human body is run by the proper thinking and meditation. So these are the 5 points of yoga which we will use in these workshops: proper exercise, proper breathing, proper relaxation, proper diet, and proper thinking and meditation. So these are the 5. I have given one example like a car. So this is how which we will do. These are the another 5 kosha which we'll do. Now I will come directly to the workshop. We are planning to start this program from 3rd May onwards. The timing will be 10 to 11:30 a.m. This is the timing tentatively we have decided. But we will see all the participants give what time suits them, and accordingly this timing we will finalize. But at the moment over this thing is 1.5 hours every day, and it will be a continuous program from Monday to you can say Monday to Saturday. Then we have the workshop donation. We have kept as a 2,000 rupees donation for the workshops to take care of the Zoom and all other expenses. So we will also try our best to invite Dr. Prabhu Desai one day to share his experience, to talk with us in this workshop. We can't promise because at the moment he is working from morning 6 o'clock to night 11 o'clock. He's the COVID head in Lilavati Hospital. So very extremely, even he don't have time to have his food also. He's such a this thing. Those who are joining today by paying any amount, 100 rupees, 500 rupees, we will offer some discount that Dr. Khushbu will tell. So this is about the program. We recommend you to join the programs, and we recommend you to spread this message to your friends, relatives, neighbors. If you have any limitations, we wish to give in this program. If there are some specific cases where they have difficulty in paying the workshop fees also, we will consider. So we want this message should be spread and maximum people should take the benefit of this program. So this is about the workshop. I request if you have any queries, you can ask me. यदि आपको, if you have any specific query related with the workshop, feel free to ask.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Dr. Prabhudeva has said for upper low, Paschimottanasana plays a good role. So can you please elaborate on that?
May I know who's speaking?
Sir, this is Trupti Jain.
Okay. Trupti, Dr. Prabhu Desai said that upper low practices are basically the practices like Vrikshasana, practices like Makarasana, Uttan Mandukasana, where your body hands are going up like Chakrasana, that is the lateral upper lobe. So all the practices which we have, in which you extend the body, you elevate the body, all these practices are wonderful for the effective of upper lobe, where you keep your, imagine your lung is like a balloon. You are opening the balloon by lifting your clavicular breathing, which we call. All the practices which influence clavicular breathing has a positive effect in influencing the upper lobe. This is what he explained. Now, Paschimottanasana is basically you are stretching, you are lifting the body, and then you are stretching forward. So that way it will help also. But otherwise, all the standing asanas which we do, in which we do the elevation of the shoulder area, elevation of the clavicular area, they all are the wonderful practices. Even he said about Gomukhasana. The practices like Gomukhasana has a very powerful effect in influencing the upper lobe. So this is how it will work.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, any other question? May I wish to know, anyone has gone through the COVID experience from the today's group? Anyone has gone through the COVID experience, would like to share his experience? Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Shell, sir. Shell.
Shell, how are you?
Good, sir. मेरे हस्बैंड को हुआ था सर. मेरे हस्बैंड को हुआ था, लेकिन उनको मतलब 1-1.5 हफ्ते में ठीक हो गया उनका. उनका बहुत माइल्ड ही रहा होगा, क्योंकि वो जो CT स्केल होता है वो 25 था, तो ज्यादा फैलने वाला नहीं था, थैंक गॉड, नहीं तो बहुत दिक्कत हो जाती. पर अचानक से कैसे हुआ हमें भी नहीं पता चला. लेकिन सर बहुत खराब लगता है कि अचानक से कुछ हो जाता है. बहुत बीमार भी थे, लेकिन वही जैसे आपने कहा सारी चीजें उन्होंने की, पेट के बल लेटना, तो मैं तो सारे योगा और आसन वगैरह सब करती हूँ, आपके अंडर में ही दोस्त से हूँ. तो मैं कम से कम सोच रही हूँ कि मैं सुरक्षित रहूँ, स्वस्थ रहूँ, ताकि सबका ध्यान दे पाऊँ. बहुत दिक्कत होती है सर अगर कुछ होता है घर में तो. लेकिन जो जो आप बता रहे थे वह सब हम लोगों ने.
शैल, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही. हाँ
सर, अभी आ रही आवाज?
हाँ, आ रही.
सर, आपने जो जो बताया था वह सब बहुत फायदेमंद था. इन्होंने भी किया कपालभाति, अनुलोम विलोम और पेट के बल लेटना. तो भुजंगासन वगैरह के बारे में तो इनको जानकारी नहीं थी, लेकिन जब आपने बताया, और अभी भी तो पेट के बल लेटते थे, लेकिन ये सब सारी चीजें हम लोग भी करते थे सर.
अच्छा शैल, आपका क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा? आप 1 साल से आ रहे हो हमारे पास.
सर, मैं आपके पास 2 साल से आ रही हूँ सर. 2 साल हो गए. 1 साल से तो कंटिन्यूएशन में. जी 1 साल से कंटिन्यूएशन में हूँ, और 2019. हेलो.
हाँ, बोलो शैल.
हाँ सर, मेरा बहुत ही अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस है. अभी तो मैं सुबह और शाम दोनों समय कर रही हूँ. कल से ही मैंने आपका सुबह की क्लास भी ज्वाइन कर ली है. सौरभ सर को पता होगा, आपसे डायरेक्ट बात नहीं हो पाती क्योंकि आप बहुत व्यस्त रहते हैं. तो मेरा तो बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस है. मैं तो बहुत ज्यादा 10-20 किलो मेरा वजन बढ़ जाता. मेरा तो वजन बहुत कंट्रोल हुआ. सब आपकी कृपा है, आपकी वजह से हुआ है सर. पिछले साल अप्रैल में लगातार कर रही हूँ सर. 1 साल से ऊपर होगा. अभी अप्रैल खत्म होने वाला है. आपका ही सेशन करती हूँ सर, दोनों टाइम. अभी आज से तो दोनों टाइम कल से स्टार्ट किया है सर. आप बहुत अच्छा, बहुत नेक काम कर रहे हैं सर. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपको. और कोशिश करूंगी कि अगर वर्कशॉप में मैं भी उसमें शामिल हो पाऊँ, अगर कुछ टाइमिंग वगैरह का क्लैशेस ना हो तो.
ठीक है शैल, आपके आसपास में कोई हो तो उनको बताना.
जी सर. धन्यवाद सर. थैंक यू सो मच
शैल. थैंक यू शैल. Okay, anyone else has to say something?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Preeti speaking.
हाँ प्रीति, आप तो ऐसा लग रहा है ऑपरेशन थिएटर में हो.
सर, क्लिनिक में हूँ, लेकिन आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर कि 2 अक्टूबर को 2 अप्रैल को मेरा कोविड पॉजिटिव आया था. बिकॉज मेरा ओपीडी तो रेगुलर चालू होने की वजह से यहाँ पे काफी पेशेंट पॉजिटिव होम फॉर 15 डेज, लेकिन मुझे कुछ भी तकलीफ नहीं हुआ. मेरा CT वैल्यू 15 था, लेकिन तकलीफ की तरफ से, मतलब आई वाज डूइंग रेगुलरली एक्सरसाइज. अपना जो भी हम लोग वर्कशॉप में जो सीखे हैं वो हर चीज कर रही थी. मुझे कुछ तकलीफ नहीं हुआ. सिर्फ 2 दिन फीवर आया था. CBC, D-डाइमर्स, हर रिपोर्ट मैंने किया, किसी में मुझे कुछ भी, मतलब मेरे कोई भी वैल्यूज डाउन नहीं हुई. एवरी रिपोर्ट वाज नॉर्मल. मुझे कुछ ज्यादा मेडिसिन भी नहीं लेना पड़ा, बट आई वाज डूइंग जलनेति एंड बाकी के पूरे प्राणायाम सब एक्सरसाइज आई वाज डूइंग वेरी रेगुलर.
तो
थोड़ा
आपको लगता
वीकनेस
है,
बस 3-4 दिन था.
आपको लगता है प्रीति, आपने जो योगा किया वो आपको हेल्प किया कोविड में?
डेफिनेटली सर, डेफिनेटली.
ओके ओके ओके,
Thank
वेरी
you, sir.
नाइस. ओके, थैंक यू डॉक्टर प्रीति, थैंक यू. Okay. Anyone else has to say something before we say?
सर
Yes, Kiran, बोलिए.
मैं भी कोरोना पॉजिटिव हुई थी. मेरी रिपोर्ट पॉजिटिव आई थी 6 या 7 अप्रैल की फर्स्ट वीक में. एक्चुअली मुझे डेट याद नहीं है, लेकिन मैंने सिर्फ मेरा टेस्ट इसलिए करवाया क्योंकि मेरे घर में ऑलरेडी 2 से 3 लोग पॉजिटिव थे. उनको बहुत अच्छे सिम्टम्स थे, लाइक फीवर, हेडेक, बॉडी पेन, थ्रॉट, और मैं उन सबका रोज का डेली वर्क में ही कर रही थी क्योंकि वो पॉजिटिव थे और घर में बच्चे हैं तो काम सारा मुझे ही करना था. तो मुझे बोला किसी ने कि आप भी करवा ही लो. मैंने करवाया तो मेरा पॉजिटिव आया. लेकिन हाँ, ऐसी बात नहीं कि मुझे कोई सिम्टम्स नहीं आए. मुझे फीवर आया था और वीकनेस मुझे अभी भी है, लेकिन मैं काम अभी भी कर रही हूँ. पूरे दिन मुझे फुल एनर्जी रहती है. मैंने 3 से 4 बार हफ्ते में 3 to 4 टाइम्स मैं नेति करती हूँ, गार्गल्स करती हूँ, और उसके अलावा प्राणायाम. आसन मुझसे इतने नहीं हो रहे क्योंकि वीकनेस अच्छी है मुझे, लेकिन हाँ, प्राणायाम करने से पूरे दिन एनर्जी रहती है, बहुत अच्छी एनर्जी रहती है. और मैंने एक सिंगल मेडिसिन मैंने नहीं ली कोरोना के नाम की, जो कि किट मिल रहे हैं 2100 रुपए के, 2500 के किट मिल रहे हैं कि आप इनको लीजिए एंड कवर द कोर्स. मैंने सिर्फ डाइट का ध्यान रखा, विटामिन सी, नारियल पानी, और उसके विटामिन सी इन नॉट सप्लीमेंट्स. मैंने फ्रूट्स, नींबू, मौसम्बी, नारंगी, इस तरीके से फ्रूट्स लिए, नारियल पानी लिया, और रॉ मटेरियल, रॉ फूड्स मैंने ज़्यादा खाए. उसके अलावा प्राणायाम पर ध्यान दिया, और अब मुझे रिकवरी है, अच्छे से रिकवरी है. मुझे किसी तरीके की और कोई थकान नहीं है, और प्राणायाम से 100% इफेक्ट आता है, 100%. और मेरे घर में ही इसके वो है कि उन लोगों ने कोविड से डरकर बहुत सारी दवाइयाँ ली है, और वो लोग अभी भी बिस्तर से हिल नहीं पा रहे हैं, और मैं हफ्ते भर के रेस्ट के बाद मैं सारा काम में आराम से कर पा रही हूँ. तो अगर इसको मन के हारे मन के जीते जीत, जो कोविड का सिर्फ नाम सुन के ही डर जाता है ना, वो पहले बीमार हो जाता है. ये एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है. लेकिन जिसने उसको बिल्कुल एक नॉर्मल डिजीज की तरीके से लिया है, और उसका सिटी स्कैन जो भी वो चेस्ट का वो करवाते हैं, वो अगर नॉर्मल है तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. आप इसको बिल्कुल नॉर्मल रखिए, आराम से प्राणायाम कीजिए, और हर समय खुद को ये याद दिलाते रहिए कि आप अच्छे से ब्रीदिंग कर रहे हैं या नहीं. तो ये रिकवर बहुत अच्छे से होगा, और आपको बहुत अच्छी एनर्जी पूरे दिन मिलती रहेगी.
बहुत बढ़िया,
जी
बहुत बढ़िया किरण जी. आपका वजन भी कम हुआ है किरण?
जी सर, वजन बहुत कम हो गया मेरा.
वजन भी कम हुआ है, हाँ?
जी सर.
तो अभी से हमको कैमरे में इतना दिखता है, तो सामने देखेंगे तो कितना रहेगा पता नहीं.
जी सर, 3-3.5 किलो वजन अभी गिरा है मेरा कोविड इस एक महीने में. जी सर.
सर मुझे एक बात और कहनी है.
हाँ बोलो शैल.
हाँ सर.
मैं मार्च में बहुत ज्यादा बीमार पड़ी थी साइनस की वजह से, तो मैंने अपना कपालभाति वगैरह स्टार्ट किया. ऑगमेंटिन 625 एक दवा है जो कि एंटीबायोटिक है, सबको दी जाती है. मैंने वो दवा को जैसे ही खाया, मेरे पैर एकदम अकड़ के लकड़ी की तरह हो गया था. पैर में चल नहीं पा रही थी, और मतलब मैंने दवा खाना तो बंद कर दिया, लेकिन तुरंत मैंने जो पैर वाले जितने आसन आपने सिखाए हैं, ताड़ासन, वृक्षासन, हस्तपादासन, जो भी है सब किया मैंने, तब जाके मेरा पैर सही हुआ था. गर्म पानी से वगैरह तो सब कुछ था. मैंने दवा तुरंत इमीडिएटली स्टॉप किया मैंने, लेकिन मुझे ये तो पता चल गया था कि दवा मुझे सूट नहीं करी और इसकी वजह से प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, और इसका कोई भी इलाज डॉक्टर भी नहीं दे पा रहे थे क्योंकि मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था. और मुझे साइनस का प्रॉब्लम बहुत पहले से था, लेकिन अभी इस समय अचानक से पता नहीं क्या हुआ था, कफ वगैरह ज्यादा तकलीफ हो गई थी. लेकिन सर आपका हर आसन, हर प्राणायाम इतना फायदेमंद है, और सब कुछ आपसे ही सीखा है. धन्यवाद सर. और दवा वगैरह तो नुकसान भी दे रही है हमेशा. मैं तो यही बोलूंगी, सॉरी, दवा भी जरूरी है, लेकिन ये सब ज्यादा फायदेमंद है. मैं तो कहती हूँ कभी दवा खाने की नौबत ना आए, ईश्वर ना करे कि दवा खाना पड़े. सॉरी, आई एम सेइंग दिस.
नहीं.
थैंक यू सर.
हाँ, जहाँ जो जिसकी जरूरत होती है वहां वो करना पड़ता है टेल। हाँ,
हाँ हाँ सर,
थैंक
मैं
यू।
एग्री हूँ, लेकिन दवा
Thank you.
का भी मुझे उसका इफेक्ट भी हुआ था, इसलिए मैं कह रही थी।
हाँ,
सर
थैंक यू सर।
नमस्कार
हाँ
सर,
जी,
मैं
हाँ
उज्ज्वला।
उज्ज्वला जी नमस्ते।
नमस्ते। चलिए, अभी मेरा भी मतलब कंप्लीट हो गया क्वारंटाइन पीरियड, आज ही से मतलब रिलैक्स बिल्कुल। वैसे तो मुझे सिर्फ सोर थ्रोट था और वीकनेस दैट वन डे, और जैसे इसके लिए मैंने स्पेशली युद्धक्रम शुद्धक्रम का अभ्यास किया था। और थ्रोट में मतलब मुझे जस्ट फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट डे, और प्रिकॉशनरी सारे जो मेडिसिन 5 दिन के बताए थे वो तो मैंने लिए ही लिए। और युद्धक्रम शुद्धक्रम करने से मतलब गला मेरा बहुत ही, और फर्स्ट डे सिर्फ मुझे वीकनेस फील हुआ, उसके बाद डे बाय डे इम्प्रूवमेंट फील होता गया। मतलब 4-5 डेज के बाद तो मुझे लगा कि जस्ट आई एम अ नॉर्मल वन, मतलब कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। अभी तो वैसे ही 100% ठीक फील कर रही हूँ। आज मैं बाहर भी गई थी अपना डेली रूटीन्स के लिए वगैरह। तो बेसिकली अगर थ्रोट में प्रॉब्लम है और ब्रीदिंग में, इससे जब हम युद्धक्रम शुद्धक्रम करते हैं तो हमारा जो ये नेसल पैसेज है पूरा, जब मैंने नया नया सीखा था ऐसे लग रहा था जैसे ये सारे मेरे यहाँ के ऑर्गन्स न्यू बन गए। मतलब वो डिफरेंस हम फील करते हैं। और स्पेशली इसमें क्या, लोगों को ब्रीदिंग की वजह से ही प्रॉब्लम होती है, तो ये पैसेज जितना क्लीन हो जाता है, दैट ब्रश कंडीशन वही है। और स्पेशली जैसे हमने योग में सीखा है कि अभिनिवेश क्लेश है, तो बेसिकली मन से डर निकाल देना चाहिए। कोविड से इसी वजह से डर रहे कि मैक्सिमम ब्रश कम वर्स क्या होगा, ओनली दैट, एंड दैट रिटर्न टिकट हर एक का कंफर्म है। तो मैं तो मतलब रियलिटी, मैं अपने माइंड की बात बता रही हूँ, दैट इज अ कंफर्म फ्रॉम एवरीवन, नो वन इज। तो बेसिकली उससे डरना क्या है साधना। और मेरा जो कोविड डिटेक्ट हुआ था जस्ट फर्स्ट नवरात्र से, और मैंने यही सोचा कि इट्स एनर्जी फॉर मी गेटिंग फ्रॉम नवदुर्गा, एंड खत्म हुआ है हनुमान जयंती पे। तो ऑल energy power I'm gaining only for that purpose. God had given me a relaxation period, that's all. And not taken it as a mentally, if you are really in this plane, then you will be relaxed, और साधना का समय सोच के उसको एंजॉय करो। डोंट मेक अ पैनिक इन योर हेड, दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग। यहां से ज्यादा लोग मुझे लगता है कि गड़बड़ा रहे हैं।
हाँ, थैंक यू उज्ज्वला जी, बहुत
Okay.
बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया है।
Okay,
आपका तो खैर एनर्जी लेवल इतना हाई है, आप तो सुबह 4 बजे क्लास उठ के ले सकते हो। हैं? वो सबसे बड़ा उदाहरण है।
that's God's grace. So जगा देता है उसने, आदत
Thank you,
डाल।
thank you, thank you.
Well,
Okay, if there any other questions anyone has to ask, otherwise we will end up the program. हाँ खुशबू, हैं?
So there are no questions in the chat box.
चलो, thank you everyone for spending your valuable time. We will end up spread this message. आपके भी friends में, neighbors में कोई रहेंगे तो उनको बताइए. We wish this program has to be a memorable experience for you as well as for us. We will end up with the final prayer. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you.